People are drawn to underdogs. We like to see them succeed, even when they are poised to fail. We want to see them succeed because we feel like we are the underdogs of our own lives. We want underdogs to succeed because then we have hope that we will succeed. Rob the Tiger didn't realize it at the time, but he would become one of those underdogs, one of the greatest underdogs in total Wipeout history. It's episode 6 of series 2 of Total Wipeout, but it might as well have been the Tournament of Champions. Richard Hammond is as usual making fun of the competitors, and many of them are struggling to complete the big red balls. But the competitors seem to be more athletic than usual, and in turn, more capable of the fastest time. 3 of which had almost a guaranteed shot at making the Wipeout zone. Semi-Pro Chris, a semi-professional soccer player, Rowing Jonathan, a professional rower, and Ironman Mark, a triathlete who completed Ironman competitions. All 3 demolished the qualifying course, finishing 1st, 2nd, and 6th respectively. The next few were pretty good as well, with competitors like statistical analyst Alex, who used his statistical genius to complete the big red balls.
Oh, this is amazing! His system works! That is genius!
Then lose the rope on the leap of faith.
And that's madness. Yeah, they do say there's a thin line between the two.
Iron Boy Johnny also had a stellar run, beating his dad by 8 seconds.
Nice.
Postman Paul had one of the best runs of the challengers, delivering a stellar time of 2 minutes 12 seconds, and posting himself as a first-class threat to the Big 3. Other competitors showed potential, like Bald Boy Benny, who used his experience on the farm to complete the sucker punch, the only one outside the Big 3 to do so.
Yeah, baby! That's what it was.
PC Sean was another competitor that had potential, almost completing the Walk of Shame.
That's pretty good. Oh. Well.
But what about Rob? Rob finished the course in 2 minutes 59 seconds, barely making it to the next round at the sweeper. Usually, the 12th place and final qualifier would get swept up in the first few seconds of the sweeper. A qualifying run like Rob's usually didn't make it to the sweeper at all. But if Rob was eliminated at the sweeper, this wouldn't be much of an underdog story. Even though he was having a hard time keeping balance, Rob was barely able to outlast Iron Boy Johnny, statistical analyst Alex, and PC Sean, locking himself into the treadmill. Rob has definitely turned some heads now. A competitor who was barely the last qualifier has now made the treadmill, a feat only shared by 5 other competitors. His luck seemed to have run out, however, when his opponent is Big 3 member Ironman Mark. This seems to be the end of our boy Rob, but this is why you don't question this greatness of an underdog.
Here we go, lifting the door. And, oh, Iron Man Mark's down already. Oh, I think he's got himself an injury. But Rob doesn't know that yet. He's just focusing on the doors ahead of him. So Iron Man Mark, disappointed with that. Rob slipped. Quite dangerous. If you look very closely there, you can see Rob celebrating.
And with that, Rob was able to qualify for the Wipeout zone. For the first time in history, a total Wipeout competitor has qualified last in all 3 rounds. A competitor who was brushed off as a filler spot was now one of the final 3 in the Wipeout zone.
This is for all the underdogs out there.
Rob may not have been the best that day. He probably was one of the worst, but he proved that the power of the underdog still exists. As he headed down the slide to start his run, he was about to complete it in the only way Rob knew how, by falling off of every obstacle. Rod the Tiger taught us something that day. A lesson on failure before success. A lesson on never giving up. And a lesson on having the spirit of an underdog. The spirit of knowing that the odds are against you, but going through anyways. So my friends, have the spirit of an underdog, because like Rod, you can succeed.